All right. All right. Welcome on a Thursday night. Scorpio Moe, what's good?
What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. This is an exclusive. Do we have some type of sound effect that would go with tonight's exclusive conversation? No, we don't. Not offhand, but it's okay. It's all right. We see people are already here. 61 people in the chat, but we gotta get the numbers up because we have a special treat for you guys. We know we're doing our first RTL interview of this season with none other than our girl Tay from Ready to Love. She's going to be joining us in just a few minutes. There she is right there. She has a lot of pretty looks. That's not one of my favorite ones, but Tay is a very pretty girl. I want to talk about before we bring her on tonight. Looking back over her journey, let's talk a little bit about her journey. What stands out to you, and you all in the chat as well? Because if you have questions, make sure you get them in early so we don't just bombard her when she comes on. But if you have questions, we need a banner. Okay, we'll do a banner. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You need a banner. Okay. But yeah, let's talk about Tay's journey before she comes on, so we can remember everything that we've seen this season when it comes down to her. Yeah, shut the front door, says very beautiful lady like Angela Simmons. I think everybody feels like she looks like Angela Simmons, right?
Absolutely.
She does. That's a huge compliment. Very pretty girl, looks like Angela Simmons. But let's what do you remember about just the journey of like meeting her in the beginning? Getting introduced to her energy and how she's managed herself, navigated the process up to the finale.
Well, for me, it really just get it in really maybe 2.5 stages. The first stage, pardon me, is just the fact that she's an attractive woman, right? And all attention to her and things of that nature. But the other thing is her it's almost like a struggle, like for her, because you could tell she really did like Cisco. But
right,
when she started to think of a future and how it could be, and I, have conversations with women all the time, their biggest thing is security.
Yes.
And she wants to. You can tell.
Yes.
To get over that hump, and that's just totally on him. But that was the only two. It wasn't. I mean, what's the brother's name with the dreads?
Khalil.
I didn't really. For me,
yeah,
I think it was cool, but he really didn't have her. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool second option.
He was a cool right. I feel like, sometimes when you watch shows, there are two people that they have each other's number from the beginning. And I feel like that was Tay and Cisco. I feel like on season 1, that was like Shay and Mike. I feel like there's been a couple of cases like that, even with King's Court this season. We talked about seeing that with Janae and Carlos. Like when you see certain people, as soon as they see each other, they really just lock in. And it just happens. It's nature.
Even being locked in, it's hard to even explain it yourself.
It is.
It's just one of them things. Synergy.
It is chemistry. Yeah. It's natural chemistry. So I feel like she had natural chemistry with Cisco. They both were very attracted to each other. I feel like you can see the pupils dilating. They just really locked in. And you're right. I agree with you. I feel like Khalil was a great. Joanne Clifton were like that too. Because I remember that first time they saw each other, she had that green dress on and he was just locked in. Now, he did have another woman he was entertaining, but Cisco ain't want to entertain nobody else really, because I don't feel like he really wanted to entertain Chenise.
Yeah, you see how he checked her.
I remember. I want to ask Tay about that. How did she feel watching Cisco check Chenise? Like, nah, You ain't gonna play Tay like that. She's beautiful. He's like, she's beautiful. She
Talk,
ain't just cute, she's beautiful.
talk.
Yeah, don't what we doing here? Don't you think that you could possibly sit next to her? Not so. Not so. But I even think, and I definitely want to ask her this, but with the situation with Khalil, I think if you like somebody a lot, you're willing to overlook little issues. So with Cisco, we know that she has a problem with his security. Anybody would, and his home base situation and a transportation situation. But I think because she likes him so much, she was willing to overlook that. Where with Khalil, him wanting to wait one more year to have children, it was like, nah.
But when you're in it, thoughts, minds change, plans change. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. I think even though he was a second option, I just think he got dismissed on something that it's kind of natural. That's just your plan, but plans do change.
Plans do change. Plans definitely do change. I also want to say this. I don't think that every woman doesn't have the same deal breaker list, right? And I think we are at a point where I do think for a long time, Black women have been encouraged to embrace struggle love, right? I think that definitely is a case. But I also think we forget that not everybody wants struggle love,
You're right, but it's funny though, because we go back, we've had people on the Wednesday show, guests, and just people in general talk about how things were during slavery, and that's the reason why we think now. And then we start picking and choosing and cherry picking, and then if you really break it down, wasn't that struggle love then?
It was, but I think because we saw I think a lot of us feel like our ancestors are, they went through struggle love. We don't want that. But I'm saying not everybody defines struggle love the same way. Some women may feel like if he loves me, and I love that. Mwadi said, my Congolese mother told me not to marry beneath my station. Now those are some etiquette words for you there. I love that. Don't marry beneath your station.
That's
right.
Right.
But I also think if someone else chooses to, because not necessarily beneath your station could mean a lot of different things. Some people may feel like if I meet a man who is not financially stable, but he has great character and he has great integrity, then that is more important. And I think that you need to have a little bit of everything, but I think as a priority, it should be character and integrity and most of all, how he sees you. Because I know a lot of women that see a man that has means and they think, oh, I want him, but he may not want you.
Well, I'm glad you said that part. And then and it's kind of tough because I don't think you should need a partner to make you feel like, I mean, it does help, but to make you feel like, well, I want to be a better person. For me, it shouldn't take a partner to do that. But to take it to another level, because I know some men would do just enough for them. Two, he's going to rise just like a man saying he should have this big old house and it's just him. He's going to get enough for him. And then when he has a reason to me, that's more sensible. Then he'll be like, let me step it up and give a bigger house. He might have the means to it, but if it's just him, why? So you just never know what a person to do once they feel like they have their person.
But being able to and doing it are two different things.
No, I'm saying there's situations that men are able to do a lot more than you think. But
but that's not what we're talking about here.
No. What I'm saying is we're going on perception a lot of times. And I'm not saying that's what that is.
Yeah.
In general, when you're looking at, you just never know. And that's see a character or so on and so forth.
Absolutely. Well, we got a few minutes before Tay joins us. People are really feel strongly about, a lot of women feel strongly, not just in our chat, but just in the Ready to Love social conversation period. A lot of people felt like because Tay is so accomplished, she deserved something better. Haitian Empress said, the thing that bothers me with Cisco is that we never scratched the surface as to why he was in the destitute state. What were the conditions of his divorce? These are all good questions. These are all good questions. And our guest has just entered the building. So without further ado, we are extremely excited. And first of all, check, we are going to all carry ourselves. Y'all don't act up, okay? Do not act up. We got the beautiful Miss Tay is here. So would you say what?
We got company, y'all.
We got company, so y'all be good. But no, I think we're gonna be good because everybody really loves her. I think they just are being very protective of her. But without further ado, Scorpio Moe, help me welcome to Relationship Recap the very beautiful Tay from Ready to Love Philly.
Hi.
Hey, welcome, Tay. How are you?
Great. Hold on, I'm just trying to. Okay.
You good?
You good?
I'm good.
Well, first of all, my name is Christal. It's very nice to meet you, and this is
Scorpio Moe.
And we have been every week we have been reviewing Ready to Love. Our chat is really excited to have you here. You look beautiful. That's a beautiful color.
Thank you. I tried. I ain't know what to wear.
Pretty. I like your hair. It's pretty.
Thank you. I also try to do that too.
But yeah, we were sitting here just kind of talking about your journey and we want to get into that. But I always like to ask people, because I started this channel actually with Ready to Love Atlanta.
Okay.
And so I love to talk to people about what brought them here. Now, what I will say before you get started, Tay, is we liked Philly because y'all seem so much more real.
The most real that I've seen.
Because here in Atlanta, and I love my people. Like when my girlfriend's on the show, it was a good show, but there are a lot of people that it felt fake. Nothing felt fake. It all felt very real. So I want to ask you, like, what was your dating experience? What was that like for you way before Ready to Love?
Oh my God, it was horrible. It's just like, I don't know. It feels like, I guess because like I was mainly like, I guess like a professional student, I would say. So like I didn't have like time for like too many like long-term, like really committed relationships. Like I tried, but I guess like I didn't really know like, you know, like how to should present myself, like what I was actually looking for. Like I really didn't know me. I didn't know me until like I was ready, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to get to really like take things serious and figure out like why it's not working for me. But still like in the past, like I still don't really know why it didn't work for me too much. But I would just say like, I don't know, like I really did try, like, but I guess like it just wasn't in my cards. Like that's all I can really say. Like, but like I guess like every relationship that I had, like I took the lesson from it, left the man, took the lesson, and that's just kind of like how I've been, you know, going. Like,
I like that. Left the man, took the lesson. We can all like that tea. That's good tea.
I don't know about that part, but
I mean, like, you know, you leave relationships and you just be like, what the hell was that? You know, but like, you know, in the beginning, like once it like goes on like the breakup, you can't really see like, you know, what's going on. You're just angry or resentful and everything. But then like as time goes by, like you be like, okay, I see why that didn't work out. And I see why that didn't work out. And usually better is like waiting for you, but you can't really see it at that time. But it's just kind of like, you know, you just have to like just deal with it and go with it. And then you look back and you be like, okay, I see. And like, you just elevate. Like, I know for me, like every breakup I had, I elevated. Like, you know, I got my bag right, went back to the gym, did what I had to do. Like, I didn't let nothing stop me. So
yeah, learn about yourself.
Each relationship I learned myself, like, oh, that didn't work. That worked. You know, I would do that again, or I wouldn't do that again. So, I mean, that's all you can really ask for. Like, like long as I think that you leave something and you take away something from whatever relationship that you was in, either like you learn from that person some things, or like you just self-reflect, and say, okay, well, I could have been a better person with this, or I could have communicated better with this. And that's kind of all you can do, is make yourself better for the next person.
Right. I like that. Well, before we get into Ready to Love, we do this thing every Wednesday. We have a show where we talk about dating deal breakers, disasters, and deal breakers, disasters, and what's the other one? Dilemmas. Yes, dilemmas, deal breakers, and disasters. So we love hearing like bad dating stories. We've talked about, Mo and I have been friends for over 20 years, and we both know a lot of horrible dating stories. So without saying anyone's name, can you share like maybe a dating disaster that you can remember before Ready to Love?
Yeah, when I was just dealing with someone who was a performer. And when I say that, they just told me everything that they thought I wanted to hear, I guess. And they kind of just like presented themselves like, I have this, I have this, I have that. And then when I was talking to him, he had nothing. Like it was just completely nothing. Like it was just like smoke and mirrors. Like I just was like, whoa, like you really fooled me. He really fooled me. Like, do you have some people out there that's really good? That's really good at manipulation, really good at gaslighting, really good at all types of things. So you just have to watch people, because like they just don't have your best interests at heart. They may seem like they do in the beginning, and then as you go on with the relationship, you start thinking like, well, why would this person do this? And why would that? So like, you just really have to be careful, because like, yeah. Let's see.
It could be that one bad first date and you be like, never again. Black.
One bad first date. I mean, I went a few dates, the guy breath was stinking real bad. And I was like, yeah, never again. Like, I don't know what's going on. You got some halitosis, a bad tooth. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, but like, you need to get that worked out.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I did ghost a few people back in the day.
That's nothing
I
wrong.
ain't gonna lie. Because it's kind of like, on the first date when you're not sure, like, how do you tell somebody your breath stink? Or how do you tell somebody like, I don't really like I don't really like your teeth, or I don't like something, without hurting their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I know it's not a good thing to ghost, because a person be looking like, well, what did I do? And it'd be something so simple, like, and you just be like, well, damn, like, but how do I tell a person like this, like, without seeming like so like cliche or naive, or just like, like a bitch. And it's like, what, can you curse?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even know like how to say those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that they happened to me too. I'm pretty sure that somebody didn't like something that I did or said or laughed or coughed or whatever I did, they didn't like. And that's why they hit me back up too. So
yeah, I like that. I mean, that's true. And I don't think it's anything. I think sometimes it's better just to know this is not a good fit and just keep it moving. Like, because I don't want to argue back and forth about why. You know what I mean? Because when you tell a guy, I don't like this, now he want to tell, now I got to go back and forth. It's just easier to be like, I don't think ghosting is bad. I would rather just do you. Like, because when you're dating, you're supposed to be getting to know the person. It's not like we're not in a relationship. So if I don't call you, I don't like you.
I only think ghosting is bad after you hit.
And that's terrible. Yes, because if you did that,
see what I'm saying? That's the only time it's bad.
That's terrible. Now that's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, because I think like once you open yourself up romantically and intimate with someone like that, it's kind of like, I share my body with you,
right?
And you didn't call me.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Yeah. That's not.
That's pull up. Like, what's going on? Because I don't understand.
No, that's not cool. The chat has got lots of questions for you. So I know we want to get into the conversation, Ready Love. But first of all, what made you join the show? Because it felt like I said earlier, like it really feels like most of the people on the cast were actually real. Like it didn't feel like they were doing it just to be. I'm sure some people were trying to, increase their exposure or whatever. But it also felt like people were really being themselves. So what was it about the opportunity that made you say, let me take a chance on this?
Again, like the dating pool in Philly had shit in it. So kind of like, I applied for the show because I was serious. And I did watch a few like seasons of the Radio Love before.
Okay.
And I was just praying that they were also serious,
Okay.
But then like a little birdie sometimes would be like, well, not even birdie, like I guess like the other side of me would just be like, why, like as a man, like if you're good looking, you have a great career, you have great character and values and morals, what's wrong with you? Like, why can't you find someone? Like, why are you on this show? And I feel like with women is different because like I feel like I don't know, like it's more of us,
right?
I think, than it is like of men that's like that, of that caliber. So
I agree with you. I don't think that now Philly definitely changed my mind, but I think most cities, like, guys don't have to go on reality TV to find a woman, and they don't. The ones that are usually trying to play games because they don't really do that unless. I'm just saying, Mo. I'm just you puffing on yourself.
As you know, I disagree. Because the reason why I say that, you could be as good as a whether career, job, mindset, and everything, you still have to align it with the right women. You're looking at the availability of this women here. Opposed to, are they good women? Are they women with character? Are they women like this? Are they women I actually like? And once you start combing through that, it starts to get thin.
Yeah, but would you go on a dating reality show?
Especially in the tri-state period, but Philly more specifically.
So Mo spent time. You want to tell her, because we're in Atlanta now, but Mo spent time.
I was born out that way, then went back to high school for a couple of years. I'm from Chester, PA. So like I said, I experienced the women out there, the best friends ever. But once it starts to get into relationship wise, I don't know. But the coolest women on the planet, they got your back. Hell, they'll even help you fight if you need to. But it's just, I don't know. For me, and that's just anywhere. You can meet someone, and just because there's 10 women doesn't mean that there are 10 women or any of them are for me. And we get looked at as, well, because she's a woman, she's a good woman. To who?
I just think that men don't show themselves on TV. That's what I be worried about. Like, I can't say a man actually put himself out there, but we did see that with Philly. So let's get into it. You decided to take a chance, and you get to the mixer because they did you guys a little different. There were 2 separate mixers. So you get to your mixer. What are you thinking when you see the guys there? And are you thinking this was a good idea or maybe this was a bad idea?
I thought it was a good idea because when I first got to the mixers, I was like, these men are fine. But I was nervous and I did not know like how to maneuver. I was like, okay, like, do I just talk to this person for X amount of time or say if I like this person, but then I still have to talk to the other person. It was like literally like speed dating. And I never speed dated before, but that's what it felt like. When I never did it. Y'all probably never did it, but you kind of know what I'm talking about. And I just was like, I just hope that I'm just making some connections. And then some people I was just like, yeah, this ain't gonna really go nowhere. Like you could kind of tell like in the first like 10 minutes of the conversation and you'd be like, yeah, this person ain't it. Like just for whatever reason, like ever how the conversation's going.
So who caught your eye first and who was the first person you were like, yeah, this is not gonna work. They may be cool, but this is not for me.
Keep it real.
Okay, so we already know that Cisco caught my eye first.
Well,
did he really catch my eye first? Hold on, because he didn't go. I walked in first, and when I walked in, I'm not gonna no. Khalil caught my eye first because he had like this pink, like it wasn't like a true pink. I can't like necessarily remember what color it was, but anyway, it was really nice. And against his complexion, it stood out, and he looked so handsome. He was talking to Rocky when I first walked in. So of course I didn't want to like disrupt or like interrupt their conversation. So I kept it moving. And then after that, that's when Cisco came and sat down. I was like, at first I'm like, oh, who's this guy? And then I started talking to him. He was really nice. So I was like, oh yeah, he looked good. So and who was I not interested in from the beginning? Will. Like What? But you know what? And he's a cool person, like very cool person. But like he just has like that nervous laugh where I just like, I'm like, I can't even like have a full blown conversation. Like I can't even get connected in the conversation without you giggling. And I'm just like, is something funny? Like it's something like I'm just confused. And then it was just going like he was just trying too hard. He was like, yeah, so like like when we get out of here, like we can combine our family. You go this with your family, I go this with my family. And I just was like, whoa, like this is a little too much. Like, first of all, like what's your favorite color? Where like to go? Like, why are we even talking and like jumping from like A to like X? Before anything. So I was just like, this ain't it. Like you clearly trying too hard, bro.
He seemed kind of awkward and probably intimidated maybe because I mean there were some beautiful women and a lot of competition for the men. So I think he just felt really out of place. At least from what we saw, he seemed really uncomfortable. Like he was just and he was a bit older than some of you guys. So that probably added a little bit of stress as well. You know what I mean? So he's in his 40s and he ain't quite, he didn't have the energy that some of the other guys that age did. So he seemed a little out of place to me in that first.
But I think I guess in hindsight, it's because I guess it was his second mixer. So he probably was like, well, what if I don't get picked this time? And what am I going to do? So like, I can see why he was so nervous now. But at the time, I just was like, bro, like, what's wrong with you?
So we saw you, it wasn't with the first mixer, but one of the, I think maybe the second or when you guys all got together, the conversation when Naim comes over to you and he's talking and he tells you that he has 5 kids and a partridge in a pear tree. And you were just like, okay, goodbye. And I was like, I ain't mad at her. That is 5 kids is a lot. And then I think you almost like you didn't want him to feel bad, but that just felt like it was your knee-jerk reaction. What was going through your head when that happened? And did you think, okay, this is too much for me?
No, exactly what you said. Like once he said that, my natural reaction was like, get the hell out of here. Like what am I going to do with you? Like I just was like, yeah, like this is a wasted connection. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, it's no point of us even like, what's the point of even getting to know you? Like I felt like I was just wasting my time again because I didn't have much time. I didn't have much time to get to know people. And why am I going to sit up here and waste the precious minutes that I have on a man that I'm like, well, we gonna hang out for vibes?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not looking for vibes. I didn't come on this show to look for vibes. Like I came on here to actually find my man. And you ain't it. So I left, but then I was like, damn, Tay, you ain't have to do him like that. Like, like you didn't really have to go in like that. So I kind of felt bad. Because he was a cool person.
Yeah.
And he's a good father, so I didn't want to come across as like just being a bitch. Yeah. Basically, but yeah, I was just like,
is that why you kind of were open to like talking to him some more afterwards?
Yeah, just because like I just didn't give him a chance, but like I didn't really see the point of giving him a chance at the time. So I was just like, okay.
Yeah. What you think, Mo?
Nah, she's right. He felt a little away, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're still gonna get the same result. He ain't gonna be there. I mean, you're not gonna be there.
It's too much. If 5 kids is a lot. I mean, especially because you don't have any kids.
So. Right, and I wanted children, so I'm just like, what are we gonna do? Like, I'm like, if I want 2, you got 5 to 6, 7, and then is you 8, 9. So we got to go out and be like party at 9. No. Like, what are we doing here? Like, and then. I don't know. But then I think like some of his children like lived in another state and stuff like that. So it wasn't going to be like all in one.
Trust me, kids can always end up with the other parent. I know because men will even say that. And to me, that's ridiculous. Like, well, they live with their mom. Okay. But what if something happens to her? Or what if, you are a parent. That means you should be 50% equally engaged. And if something happens to her, then they can end up with you. Now like you got to take it to where,
even if you take on the fact that they got it, we could play the what if game, all day. But it's the 5 kids, whether they live or not. If it's a no-go, it's a no-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like also like, I didn't even get too much in detail, but like, I don't even know if you have 5 different baby moms. Right. Or like, like how that's working out. Because who dealing with 5 different personalities like that? Like, and And also, like, how old are your children? Because sometimes, like, when they get up in age and they teenagers, like, they got attitudes, they got this and they got that, and then, like, you just got to work extra hard.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
gotta be.
it's just too much. Like,
somebody said a grocery bill would be crazy, and
right, like,
and he knows that. That's why when he said it, every time he said it, he took a deep breath.
It's just a lot of like a lot, like, and I know, like, it's a blessing. Like, I know it's a blessing to have all them children, and each child is a blessing. But for someone who doesn't have any to jump to 5, that was just kind of like a little too much for me.
And I think women should be okay saying that. My daughter doesn't have any kids, and I tell her she should not date somebody, because first of all, you don't have to deal with that. So unless it's somebody, if 1 or 2, and if it's something that's somebody that's absolutely amazing, but otherwise, you have a right to say, I want to start a family with somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, we got to get into this because people really liked you a lot, Tay. Everybody said you look like Angela Simmons. She's a pretty girl. She got her stuff together. And I know, even watching the show and reading the social media, people really felt like Cisco, even though he looks really good, they felt like he was not equally yoked because of his situation. And we saw you kind of struggle with it a little bit as well. So, but I'm assuming you obviously are intelligent. You know the situation because you questioned it. What do we not see on the show? What happened to you guys that we didn't see that kind of colored why you were open to dealing with him, even though he has a questionable financial situation?
Okay, that's a good question. So right before the show, also, I was doing a little self-reflecting, and I said, okay, well, I was trying to take money out of the equation, like when I started dating again, and I just was like, okay, well, maybe I could work with him, because you ever see comments like people saying, oh, I can help build my man, like my man come with X, Y, and Z, we could build from this and we can go from that. And I kind of was trying to have that mentality going into it, because that's just, because I was like, what I tried in the past wasn't working. Right. So I'm like, well, instead of like limiting myself, let me just, broaden everything. So when I got there again, like, I'm more of how you treat me kind of person. Like, I feel as though, like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you like talk to me like shit, or if you constantly cheating, or you disrespectful, or you never home, or I can't find you, or you got community dick, I mean, like, what does it matter? Like, like, what does it matter? So with Cisco, from day one, he was such a gentleman. Like, he was a gentleman, and he was very like into me. Like, I was into him and he was into me. And he was like, all I know, like, every time I was like with him filming, like, he just always thought about me. Like, it was just like, whatever. Like, if I was hungry, he made sure he brought me something to eat. He asked me, did I want something to eat before the show? Like, whenever I saw him, like, he just did any and everything to like cater to me. And I just felt like, I don't know, like, I felt good. Like, he made me happy, like, opposed to his financial situation. Just the feeling that he gave me, it was just like, it was top tier.
Do you feel, did he explain to you, because a lot of people were saying before you came on, like, we don't really understand why he's in that situation, because we didn't really get to hear like what put him there. We know there's some trauma, some sad stuff that happened. He got off, and everybody, I don't care how much money you have today, everybody can fall off tomorrow. Hell, in this economy, you don't know what's going to happen to you. So everybody can go through that. But did he kind of explain to you what was going on so that you felt comfortable and felt like he could get himself back together?
Yes. I felt like in the beginning, like I said, like when I would start talking to Cisco, because we all exchange numbers, like all the cast exchange numbers, so we could like text outside of the show to also like, figure out who was connected more with. And I'll say, like, with Cisco, like, he texts me every morning. He sent me scriptures. He was just very supportive if I had a bad day or an anxious day or anything. Like, he was just always there to talk about it. He made a playlist for me about the song. So like, it was like really like little cute things that he was doing for me that no one else did. But I kind of got distracted of what you were saying. So
what my question was, did he explain to you because we didn't see why he ended up in a situation where I think what's causing trouble with the women is the homelessness and the no car. So did you see, did he explain to you in a way that made you, with your intelligent brain, say, okay, I can understand that, of why a man in his 40s did not have a place to live and also did not have a car?
So honestly, I started digging deeper like around the block party episode. Okay. And when he explained everything about his past, he talked about like graduating. And after that, I think he worked here in PA for a while, and then he moved to Virginia. And then in Virginia, he was in a relationship, I think, with someone down there where he was doing modeling on and off. And working, and then I guess they didn't work out, and then he came up here and was like trying to make it up here. But honestly, I never really, that's why I think that whole season, it was kind of like I was still skeptical, because like even though he said all of that, I still was just like, why? Like, because when I met him, he seemed like he had like the motivation,
right?
And he had the determination to get to the next spot. So I was trying to figure out if that motivation and that determination kind of just started, like not too long ago before the show, or was it always there? And if it was always there, like did you just have bad luck? Like what was going on? Like was you just not in a good city, or just the circumstances wasn't great enough at the time so you can elevate? Like what was really going on? Or was you just like really, really just getting bad breaks? Like I really was trying to figure it out during the process of what kind of work ethic that he had to see why he wasn't getting ahead in life and what was going on.
Does he have children?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I didn't know, because I couldn't remember him saying that. And I was like, if you have kids, and I'll be like, well, you have some motivation to where you should have been doing better. So maybe he didn't have children.
But still, if you don't have children, again, like
what's happening?
Right, because like you should have a lot of time to better yourself, because you can't be like, well, I can't go to school because I gotta find a babysitter.
Right.
Do this because like my child is going through here, and I can't work at nights because I'm worried about So like, what was your excuse for that? But I mean, I don't know.
Before, let's take a little bit of a pivot to Khalil, because a lot of people who saw you with Khalil, people were like, because we really like Khalil. I feel like a lot of good dudes went home, and some of the ones that stayed, no shade. It was kind of like, how did Khalil end up going home? And so let's talk about that scene where Khalil and you are talking about having children. We know you wanted to have children, but I was like, okay, Tay, if he said, you say 2 to 3 years, and he says 4 to 5, y'all can't split it in the middle?
I mean, that's what I was asking, but it seemed like he kind of was just like, no. And I'm just like, well, in 5 years, bro, that ain't gonna work for me. Like, I mean, it seemed like he already kind of had his mind made up at the time. And I'm not trying to convince you or persuade you to want to have children with me. Like, that's just not what I'm about to do. And if that's what you feel like you don't want, then we're not compatible.
Tay, this is the part where you're supposed to work your magic.
I mean, I don't want to feel like I trapped him. I don't want to feel like he told me what it was. And then, when we get together in a relationship, he's like, well, I already told you, and this is not what I want. And then you wasted time and then now I'm really not getting what I want because he already told me. Because how many times does that happen in relationships where you try to convince a man to do X, Y, and Z, or convince a man to want a relationship or to want children or to want marriage. And then finally you get those things that, he originally didn't want. And then you wondering why shit ain't working out. Right. Or you still, he not acting right. And it's like, he told you that he didn't want those things, but like, you wasn't listening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Great point.
That's true. But okay, was there any, because he just seemed to have so many other good qualities.
He did. I don't think the show really showed me and Khalil's connection a lot. Like they didn't go into the 1 and the 2 because Khalil was my number 2 for a long time. The show kind of made it seem like that Naim was my number 2, but it was definitely Khalil. But they just didn't put on a lot of dates with us. Like we didn't have a lot of like TV time together.
Was
that off camera stuff?
Was the kids the only thing? because let me just say, this is what the chat said.
Okay.
Well, if Khalil wants to have kids in 4 to 5 years, but Cisco is broke and can't afford them, then maybe we ought to go with the man that has a security. And if he really likes her, he fall in love. When a man is in love, yeah, it's totally different. He's like, all right, I'm good. So a year with the kids different than he may not be able to afford to have the kids. We don't want you to be a struggling married woman with somebody who can't afford the kids. I'm just saying. I just want to get straight to it, y'all. Because
I'm happy that you got to it, and I'm happy that you said that. But again, it was going like, who wants me more? Like, I feel like Khalil didn't really want me too much. Like, I felt like Khalil was like, yeah, I'll have you. I'll take you because you here, and we have this connection, and we talking, and we vibing. But I wasn't getting a feeling like, yeah, like, you know, I want you. I want to continue this off the show. I want to have kids with you. I want to spend my life with you. Like, I wasn't getting that vibe from him at all. And again, I'm not forcing something. If you don't like me, you don't like me. And you don't like me enough. That's all I can say. Like, he didn't like me enough.
Right.
I think
I'm not mad at that.
As a man, when you see she has a number one, it's like you'll say enough to let her know that you're interested. And obviously you don't want to hate or dirty Mac on him or nothing like that. So it's kind of like you fall back and you just see who she kind of gravitates to. You speak your piece and keep it going. You don't want to fight for someone that already has a number one. It doesn't mean that he likes you any less. It's that he sees where your attention's at. And he just wants you to know he's here.
I mean, you ever heard of the thing, date 'em all, sis? And that's kind of like how I felt like, you know, if Khalil knew that Cisco, but me and Khalil had conversations where it's kind of like, you know, this is my number one, but also I'm on the fence about certain things. Yeah. And if you feel as though that, you know, you should be my number one, let's just step it up some. Yeah. And I felt like it just never was like that moment where he just stepped it up and was like, you know, like, you're the one I want.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just didn't feel that.
And I feel like as a woman, if you don't feel like that, I'm with you. Move around, because if he wants you, you will know.
You will know. Like, and it was no question. Like, I knew for a fact that Cisco, it was no question. Now, his motives behind it, like, I can't tell you if he had motives behind the way he was moving or why he was moving that way. I can't tell you that. But from what I felt like he was the one that was pursuing me the most.
Yeah. So guys, we cannot ask her if they're still together because we have to see the reunion tomorrow, and then maybe later Tay can come back and talk to us again. We can't ask her that. We got to focus on the what had happened during the show. I got another question for you.
Yeah.
So it was obvious to everybody there and the viewers that Cisco was locked in on you. Mm-hmm. Initially, you were up when you heard that he had a date with Chenise that was naked, which was wild. First of all, it was wild to us too. You definitely confronted him. But how did you feel when you saw on television his date with her and her ex, where he checked her and was like, "No, Tay is beautiful. No, Tay is not cute. She is beautiful." I mean, he checked the mess. I didn't think he had to do her like that. But he made it clear he stood on business. That's who I'm rocking with. How did that make
sense towards Chenise? like, I think, like, you know, she's a cool girl. Like, you know, like, we really vibe. Like, I really fuck with her. So, however, like, I want my man to stand behind me like that. Like, that's what I want my man to, like, claim me in the room when I'm not there. Yeah. You know, and it's that kind of energy that you're looking for in a relationship. Like, I'm looking for that. Like, I ain't looking for no man that's friendly with everybody. I ain't looking for a man that's just telling you what you want to hear, me what I want to hear, and blah, blah, blah. No, I want somebody that knows what they want and not afraid to tell the world and show the world that they want me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was at, like, with Cisco. Like, I felt like he was giving it. So
that's fair. Yeah.
I got some more questions if we want to go raw with
it. We could go.
Cisco.
I mean, they saying I'm nervous. I'm not sure. Like, I am a little nervous. They keep saying I say like a lot. I mean,
she just don't read the chat. We talking. They be telling us all kind of stuff too. But Cisco, a couple things. First thing, how did you feel when Tommy? Because I don't know if he said stuff to everybody, but when Tommy at the last dinner, he says, "Cisco, Tay," and then he tells y'all the story about how when he and his wife met in college, that he didn't have anything and she did. How did that? I feel like he put you on the spot because it all was like, Tay, be okay accepting Cisco being broke. And of course, our chat is like, Tommy didn't have to do her like that. And Tommy is talking about being in his early 20s. That ain't where Cisco is. What did you feel like in that moment? Did you feel like he put y'all on the spot, or did it feel normal with the way things were going?
I mean, I'm happy that he told us his story, but again, that's his story. That's not our story. And that's his story, and that's not Cisco's story. So actually it's not really like relatable. However, like, I don't plan on like, holding this man down while he not working and I'm paying all the bills. And like, that was never the plan. Like, right. By no means, that was never the plan where he's driving my car, he's living in my house, and I'm paying the bills, and this man is not contributing. I have never been with a man like that, and I'm not going to be with a man like that. Right. But like I said, when me and Cisco was dating, like, he paid for a lot of things. Like, when we went out, I didn't pay for anything. Like, he paid for everything. He gave me gifts. He bought me flowers. He did a lot of things that nobody else was doing. Yes. So that's the reason. But when it comes to like, him moving in my house and me paying the rent and me financing his lifestyle, that was not going to happen at all. Like,
okay. So we gotta be worried about Tay. Tay had herself together because we were worried. People were like, "Is she going to, because he's so attractive? Is she?"
No, by no means. Like, what I sit there and I'm not playing house, and I'm not sitting there building a man. Like, I'm not building a man. Like, will I help you a little bit, a little, like, support you a little bit? But when it comes to like, you not working, me paying the bills, and you trying to get ahead, like, you wasn't with me when I was doing that. And that's the difference. Like, if you was with me when I was in school, and what I'm saying, you stuck it out with me and everything like that, cool. But it wasn't like that. Like, so like, nah, like, I don't feel like I owe you that kind of loyalty. I don't owe you anything like that.
Ariel says,
and I'm still looking for a man to lead me. And that's another thing. And if you wasn't leading me in the right direction, and you wasn't giving me advice and I could depend on you, then it wasn't going to work. But again, like, during the show, it's kind of like, you don't know how the dynamics of the relationship is going to work until like the camera stop rolling, and then the mask comes off, and then you see how a person really is. Like, that's when you really get to know, like, okay, how do you look in a leadership role? How do you look in a provider role? How do you look at a protector role? It's easy to say all these things on the show because the show was paying for a lot of these dates and doing everything. But it's like, after the show, it's kind of like, all right, well, how are you carrying it now?
Facts. Marriott says, was that really your first massage? Or were you just...
Oh, like that? Oh, he gave me a good massage. But like, I had to...
Yeah. She had to get an ego. That's what she's smart.
I had to keep it classy for the TV show. But it's like, it was a really good massage, and I never had experience like that. Like, I mean, it felt really good. Like, again, like, but Cisco's very sensational. Like, he's good with his hands and everything like that. So like, it felt good. It felt good. I ain't gonna lie, it felt good.
Okay. Cisco has been accused of being very sensitive. People have pointed out that there are at least 4 or 5 times on camera that he teared up. Now, there's nothing wrong with a man being sensitive, but some of our guests wondered if it was either too sensitive because he's still not healed from trauma, because it was a lot of times he felt like he was breaking down. Or do you think it could have been fake? Some people said, well, he's an actor, maybe he's faking. He cried when he was getting ready to let Chenise go home. He cried when Tommy said, after he said talk that talk. Oh. And then Tommy, he felt in that situation. And again, nothing wrong with him being sensitive, but I did wonder, like, is he over something, or is he still in it, just because it was a lot on camera? Did you see that, or did you witness a lot of that?
I mean, I realized that he was emotional, but I'm happy that he felt confident and secure enough where he can show his emotions. Because you don't see that a lot. However, I don't know, like, the trauma and everything that, I mean, I know what he told me, but again, like, it's different. Like, I guess, like, if he knew that he was like, like, trying to get on top and trying to, make it, like, by acting and modeling, and just like, you just never got there. And then, like, Tommy said that to you, and and you probably finally had someone to see you for who you are and what you're trying to accomplish without, being judged and everything like that. That probably made him, little sensitive there, and that's probably why he showed emotion with that. And with the Chenise thing, like, I probably, like, Cisco's not a bad person. Like, I feel like he has a heart. I felt like he does connect. So he probably really did have a connection with Chenise, and he just didn't want to hurt her. And that was probably another thing where it's like, he wasn't afraid to express his emotions, which I like. Like, you don't want a man that's all nonchalant, like, you know what? Yeah, no, like, or just like, like, I don't really care, or just like, why are you crying? Like, so it's good that he showed emotion. Like, I was really happy. Like, that made me connect with him more.
Okay.
See, it sometimes it's not I think delivered to the wrong person. Sometimes people feel like they said, was acting or whatever, or men feel like that just shows how comfortable he was in himself and with you. Because a lot of men feel like when they get in that state, it can be used against them later. And obviously he didn't, or his emotions to let him, or his feeling comfortable around, whether it be the camera, the cast. To me, that's a sign of bravery more than not doing it, to me.
Right.
The chat is saying that the eyes were dry. I think he's just a sensitive person. Funny though. Go ahead, Tay.
Yeah, like I think that he had two sides. Like, cause Cisco could go from 0 to 100 too. So like he had those sides that you saw, like where I think that's what some of America was saying too. Like it seemed like he had like anger issues, but also you saw like he was a big teddy bear. Like like he was just like he just wasn't like he looked hard on the outside, like all these muscles, deep voice, like he just like he's so hard, but on the inside is just like a really like sensitive like person who just like it's a regular old man. So like
I think it's because of you though. Like on the getaway, I don't think another woman would have brought that out of him. I think because he seemed like he was almost like, I don't know what to do, to win her over. I also wanted to ask you, it seemed like initially he knows he's a good looking man, right? He was a model, bodybuilder. Cisco took his shirt off a lot, you know what I mean, in the beginning, right? Every time.
I didn't even realize he took it off so much when I was watching. I was like, God damn, like he took his damn shirt off.
You ever think, to me, that can be a little bit of a turn off if a man is too vain. Did you ever get a vain energy from him?
Again, like I guess like when I was in it, I was just like thinking like, oh man, this man's hot and he's sweaty. But then like as I was watching it, I just was like, bro took his shirt off all the time. I was like, why is he taking his shirt off so much? Like, I just didn't understand that part. Like when I started looking at it. But I mean, I guess he figured he worked for the body. Why not show it off? I mean, I don't know.
And it got the women. I mean, he, definitely TV and entertainment is a business of, eye candy. And he definitely, I mean, I'm glad he took it off and not some other people. That might not have been good.
That is true. That is true. Because some of them was just like, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there for Polly Pool Party when they, how they was looking there. But I mean, I'm happy I wasn't there because I'm not fit like him, but I could admit that. I admit that I need to do some sit-ups and I got a little boom, but that's okay. Like I like mine. Like I'm okay with it.
You look good. And I think I love the fact that you're just a natural. You're beautiful naturally. Like that was a beautiful thing to see. More women on this season weren't. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying sometimes it's just good to see a confident woman who's confident in who she is, right? You're beautiful, but yet you have a lot more going on. So I'm just gonna say that was good to say. You're beautiful the way you are. And I think that, I think everybody saw that this season. Like these women are not trying to be so vain. They're just real women. You know what I mean? That was dope.
Anything, they're real. You got to give them that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Do y'all mind 1 second? My computer about to die. And also, y'all drinking?
He's smoking.
I mean, I don't know if the viewers was like, I don't know, but do y'all mind if I get something?
No.
Okay, I'm going to join y'all in 1 second.
Okay.
Right back.
There you go. I like it.
No, I'm glad we just got to ask the real questions.
And why you say that about other people taking off their shirt?
Because there's some people I didn't want to take off their shirt, and I'm happy that they did not. I am happy that they did not. So all right, you guys, we are letting Tay get her computer
together. Some more.
You said what?
I was letting them know if y'all got some more questions, get them in there in the chat real quick.
Yeah, get the questions in. We have about 15 minutes more with Tay, and we want to make sure that we get all the questions that she can answer. We're not answering anything outside of the reunion. We're focusing on, hey, Edna, we're focusing on what happened from all the things that we have seen leading up to the reunion. I definitely want to ask her when she comes back, how did she feel on the finale day? You know, what was that like? She had to know that Cisco was going to
hell yeah. That brother came, hey, he came ready. He came
did.
like
With tuxedo and all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. He looked like he belonged on a cake.
No, but I appreciate, I think this was a great first interview for this season. You guys that are in the chat, we do have another interview coming up, but it'll be after the reunion. That, trust me, it's going to be another good one. But I think Tay was the perfect person to have first. So yes, because we're just getting to it. So we have to ask you, like, okay, the reunion, the finale. I really liked. I liked what you guys. I liked the energy with you guys. Obviously, the finale went left for another couple went way left. But with you and Cisco and Jay and Kiara, like we already knew. We knew those couples. We felt comfortable. They like each other. They definitely are going to get there. Were you nervous? Did you actually have to think, like, am I going to say yes? What were you thinking as you went into that finale?
Again, it was no secret that I had my reservations the entire time,
right,
even up into the finale. Like, I'm not going to lie, where I just was like, am I making the right decision? And again, like, I'm not going to lie, like, you know, we're all being honest. I wasn't sure, like, if I would have said no, like, would America be like, well, why did you say no? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to lie, I did think that a little bit. But my natural reaction of what I wanted to say was yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to get like really dragged for saying yes. I didn't want to be like ridiculed for saying yes. I just wanted to try it. Like, we're not getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, this is not like ending like Love is Blind, where you have to get married and walk down the aisle. Like, right. This is like something like, and again, we're not even have to be in a relationship after this. Like, this is just something that I was willing to see where it went afterwards.
Okay.
So, and I'm happy I did.
Yeah. Hold on. So Tasha asked Christal, please ask her if she asked him why he went on a dating show while not being stable. Did you ever think that maybe, like, why would you come on here in this situation?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't remember what he said, but I mean, I thought that too, because it's kind of like doing the work means making sure that you are, you know,
in a good
together in every area. But then again, like, it's not like, okay, I can't speak for this. I can't speak for his finances.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't given like this man is struggling. I mean, you know, it wasn't given like, oh my God, yo, I got the brokest man here. Like, what am I doing? Like, again, like I told you, he took me out. He bought me things. He did things for me. Like, but again, like, it was cool. And he made me feel like a queen. Cisco treated me like a princess, like, and that's all you can ask for. Like, but then again, it's kind of like, I wasn't sure, like, if it feels good short term, but what about long term? Like, you know, and what about like a lot of things that I think I talk about in the reunion is going to come out, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, I still had questions, but it's kind of like at the time, like, with a lot of things going on, you got everybody in your ear, people saying this, people saying that, you still nervous, you don't know what to really think or what to do. It's kind of like, it's hard to really like do a self-evaluation and say, like, am I really making the right decision right now? Like, what is really going on? Like, opposed to like when everything is going on, it's happening so fast, you're just rolling with the punches.
Mm-hmm. No, but I also appreciate you admitting that you were kind of worried about because people will say, oh, why she turned him down? We knew that he liked her, and just dealing with what the response would be. Let me ask you another question. Oh, go ahead, Mom.
No, did your family add any extra pressure to it after they met him?
My best friend did. She was like, yeah. Like they didn't record the part where they was like, what do you give Cisco? My aunt was like, my best friend was like, she really wanted to do this, but she ain't want to get dragged. So it's kind of like, I mean, I don't blame her for, being her real self and giving me, like her real true advice, because that's my best friend. Like, that's what I felt.
Why did she say that? Was it because of his situation?
Yeah, again, like she just doesn't understand, like, like what was going on. Just like, I mean, she just had reservations like everybody else,
right.
But again, like I feel like I wasn't sure what to do. Like I didn't know, like, if I didn't do it, right? It's kind of like, okay, well, why didn't you give him a chance? You see that he's working really hard, he's dedicated, he's motivated, and you could just build with him. All he wanted was real love. Like, so you ever do the poll where it's like, what's more, money or love? That's kind of the same thing that we're talking about now. Like, what do you really look for? Are you looking for money or are you looking for love? And a majority of people in America would say love. So if you say love, that means that you don't care if he has a car. You don't care about these things because that's love. Like, I felt like with Cisco, I really had love. And that's what I went on the show for,
Yeah.
So then it's kind of like, well, how can people say like, well, why would you do this and why would you do that? So now I'm supposed to date for money?
Yeah.
Like, so what am I dating for now? It's kind of like, am I dating for money or am I dating for love? Like, which one do y'all want me to do?
Yeah. But you know what's crazy about that? You're right. And people are hard on women. But yet, so if you get with a man because you love him and he doesn't have anything, then he wants you to submit, follow me. And I'm like, where am I following you to? Where? So it's kind of like, you want me to be with someone because I love them and not to question them, but trust and believe once you get with him, he's going to be acting like you should be following his lead. And it's kind of hard to follow the lead of somebody that don't have anything for me to follow.
And I agree. And that's where I'm at. Like, if you can't lead me, like, I understand, like, there's so many people that be like, oh, I want you to be submissive. I want you to be nurturing. I want you to cook. I want you to clean. I want you to not to have a come with kids. I want you to be supportive. I want you to just listen and shut up. And it's kind of like, but what do you have that I want? And it's kind of like, how, like, and then you want me to be submissive to you and lead me to where it did end? Like, I feel like, is my life going to turn out like your life? And if my life will turn out your life, like, you can't lead me nowhere. And what can you do for me? And it's kind of like, you need to work on yourself. Do what you need to do so a woman could and feel confident where it's like, you know what, my man does not lead me to it. Then I know my man got me. At the end of the day, if something happens, I know my man is going to protect me. I know my man is going to provide for his family. I know that if I lose my job and even he loses his job, he going to hustle and find a way for us to make it work. And that's the kind of man that I want. You know what I'm saying? I want something like that. I don't want no lazy ass man. I don't want no man. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't want no man to be like, well, what do you bring to the table? And what can you do for me? Like, it's kind of like, well, why are we even asking those questions now? Like, I feel like dating in 2025, like, especially like after like, what's his name? Kevin Samuels, yes. And just like with Instagram, I just think like it's just like all messed up. Like I'm just like old school with it. Like, I don't mind doing what I'm supposed to do as a wife. However, it's kind of like I still need help. Like, and honestly, you know what? I don't even mind going 50-50. Right. Like, at this point in time, like, I don't even expect, or I don't even mind, like, I would want my man to pay for, the rent and everything like that. But honestly, where we're at right now, I don't even mind going 50-50. Right. But I don't want to go to less. I don't want to, go 60-40. But I understand, like, sometimes in a relationship, you got to do that. Like, I understand, like, in a relationship, like, sometimes, like, say if your man don't have 50, and you got to give that extra, not financially, I'm talking about, like, just like in other aspects.
Other aspects. Yeah. What last question about the situation with Cisco, because I want to ask you some other questions about the rest of the cast.
I'm sorry, I was tapping.
What was your thought meeting his sister?
Great question.
Oh, she was nice. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Did they from what we saw, the chemist, it didn't, like, I have a brother. Do you have a brother?
Yes.
Would it have felt different with you and your brother?
Well, my brothers, they like long distance, so I'm not like.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a good person to ask that.
Yeah.
Same thing then.
But which is different, like how?
I don't know. It just didn't feel like it. It just felt like there was some disconnect there. It just did not feel like that was. It just didn't feel like you were getting a lot of information about him because they knew each other.
I think they were more like really close friends, like that grew up like in college, like met each other in college, and maybe it was some distance between them growing, like like as the years went by. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like to actually get someone to do the show, like, hey, I want you to make a guest appearance, it's hard because people be like, oh yeah, I'll be on there, and then when it's time comes down to it, and they just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it, and they flake on you, and it's just like, well, goddamn. So it's kind of like you got to get who you can get.
Yeah. All right, another big question. People went split. It was split. Me and Mo actually disagreed. Half people were happy that Sahara picked herself. The other people felt like, Cam, she should have gave Cam a chance, and he was getting around to it. I'm gonna tell you how I felt. I felt like he played too much in her face. It felt like it went too far. Like if the point where you telling me 12 hours before, I don't know, I'm going to say, because I know you guys have to tell them beforehand. So I feel like she went a little far with the explanation, but where do you feel like, were you like good for Sahara, or do you feel like she should have gave Cam a chance?
No, good for Sahara. I feel like that Cam should have made his mind up a long time ago. I feel like even before we got to the retreat, you should have known who your number one is, who your number two is, and even if still now you got number three here, whatever. Your number one should have been your main priority. There is no, oh, I'm not sure about this, or I'm not sure about that. And it's kind of like, if you're, and it goes back to also, like, I like Khalil, but I felt like he wasn't 100% sure about me. And if you're not sure about me, sweetheart, then don't pick me.
There you go.
Then don't pick me. Because like, if you're so unsure about me, then why are we doing this? Why are we even here right now? Because we're not here. So what are we doing? And I felt like, Sahara was all about Cam.
Yeah.
Like Sahara didn't,
Was she?
She was, but also she kept her options open because she knew that Cam wasn't all about her. Like I felt like she was given, like, and I think the world knew that Sahara was for Cam. But then like the world know that Cam was for Sahara. Like I didn't get that. I got that he had multiple connections. I understand he said that's what the show was for. Granted, I get it. Right. However, before you get to the finale and when you're choosing, I think that you should have already known who your number one was. Like again, like I felt like even when I went with Cisco, I had reservations, but I knew who my number one was. Right. I just still had reservations about the relationship, but I didn't have reservations about this person who I'm going to choose.
Right.
If that makes sense.
But here's the thing. I think he said that, and I think what people get confused at, and it was on the same show, I don't know how people missed it, is what his family put in his ear. His cousin and his cousin's daughter said, I think he was uncertain about dating the same type of women. That wasn't concern. It wasn't who he wanted, was, am I repeating the same mistakes that I've often had? Because that's what they said. And I think that was his dilemma. It wasn't about anybody else at that point. It was about me still dating the same type of women that aren't good for me.
But she said to him on that, she said, I'm not asking who you want to pick, but do you know? And when he said,
idea, but she didn't even respect the process to me. Respect the process. I'm going to tell you tomorrow. It's all good.
No.
And that's how I feel. I feel like even before Cam met his family, he was still acting like, I don't know. He's still like, they had a triangle. Like, let's be real. This was a triangle. And my thing about it is this triangle could turn to a square real quick. Okay. Because it's kind of like, if you don't know what you want, then I'm going to go venture off too. Because like, there is no reason why we're in a love triangle. And I felt like he felt like the man. And I don't blame you. Like, you got two women, they both want you. You can't make a decision. Not even that. Like, you had three women, actually. You had a triangle, and actually, y'all was a square.
Yeah.
But, like,
The other woman bought him t-shirts and drawers. He was confused for a second.
He wasn't confused. He just didn't want to make a choice. Let me ask another question. Another thing I'm gonna just tell you what I thought, and then you can tell me if you think I'm right or what you thought. So I felt like, first of all, we all felt like Rose revealed herself more and more as the show went on. But I also felt like I wasn't upset with Hussein for feeling like she should have told him. But when he sent her home, because he was the ultimate person, then the next day it's like, but that's who you really like though. So I feel like he shouldn't have sent her home. I think he should have sent Angie home, because I feel like he wasn't really into Angie. So I'm just saying, it felt like you sent the woman home that you really had the real connection with. So what did you think it was harsh for them to send her home because of her ex, her child's father being in jail and not telling?
Absolutely. Now we might agree to disagree, because my thing about it is, it's kind of like, one, you should have had that conversation.
Facts.
Off camera in private.
Facts.
Because my thing about it is, when you said that on camera, and if she didn't feel comfortable enough to tell you those details, and she did say, as y'all know, it was a lot of pain in that relationship. To me, you don't know what happened.
Right.
You don't know if it was like anything. I could throw anything out there. You don't know what happened, like the worst of the worst that you could think about. You don't know. Right. And if I didn't pick you yet, like, who said that I'm going to be, like, I understand, like, we're supposed to be open and we're supposed to be vulnerable, but am I going to tell you my deepest, darkest secrets and what's going on? And also, you got to think, Rose's son is in college now. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell you worried about? It's not like what they say, if the child is less than 3, I don't forgot, like, if the child is less than 3, like, the relationship, like, I don't know what's going on, but you don't have to worry about, like, her spinning back and messing with her baby father when he's 18. And not only that, the communication, there is no communication between, hopefully, her and him no more. Like, he has his own phone. He's a grown ass man. He can communicate with his father on his own. There is no more, like, I got to go through my mom and my dad to get something. It's not like that. So it's kind of like, you didn't have to even meet this man. Like, you didn't have to have any type of relation with this man. And also, like, you just, I don't know, you just don't know. So it's not the same thing. It's not like her child was a young kid or anything like that, where it's like, okay, when he come home, he got to come to your house to see your kid, and he has to do this, and he has to contact you through this. Like, no, he can reach out to his father. He can drive. He can go see his father. He doesn't have to do anything with Rose. So therefore, I think that was a cop-out. It was kind of just like, oh my God, like, your baby father is in jail. Okay, why am I getting punished for what he did? Right. And then it's not like he got locked up before they had the baby. He got locked up after. So why am I getting punished for anything that he's done after me? Yeah. And then Rose was like, well, I'm the one that's been taking care of my child all this time. He hasn't provided anything. So I kind of forgot about him. I'm not a mother, but I can't imagine taking care of a child his entire life and not depending on the father at all. Why do you even think I'm thinking about him? Because at this point, this is just my kid. Yeah. Like, I'm the mom and the dad. And
that's fair. I think it's just
it has nothing to do with that. And it's kind of like, why are you even intimidated by a guy that I have no type of affiliation with anymore? Like, but what about your baby mom? What about, like, your child is way younger than my child? Do I have anything to worry about? Just in case he's incarcerated and he might come out, doesn't mean that anything. Like, is your baby mom crazy? Like, what am I dealing with? You know what I'm saying? So for you not to even have that conversation with me privately, that just shows to me how much you value a relationship, how much you care. Because if you really cared about me as a person, you wouldn't have exposed me like that. Because you don't even know what's really going on behind the scenes, is what I can say about that. And that was just wrong. That was wrong to me. But I mean, like, you know, some guys, I was talking to my male friend, and he just was like, well, he don't know that his safety and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I agree. I can see that. But what that got to do with, why do you think he just coming for you? Like, why do you think he's gonna come home and be like, oh my God, I'm gunning for this person because she's talking to him? I'm pretty sure that Rose had plenty of boyfriends before this. You know, and even before he got locked up, she had plenty of boyfriends then. So it's kind of like I just don't understand why you would just say I'm dating the connection because of that. But I'm not a man.
I can feel him being like, she didn't tell me, and them talking about it. But I feel like just kicking it to the curb when that was your real connection, at least from what we could see. But he was, because in my opinion, he wasn't really into Angie at all. And I do appreciate the fact that he didn't even try to fake it. But I just feel like you let her go when y'all had something. You could have talked that out. It felt like it was a lot of pressure in the gentleman's lounge, and he gave into that pressure.
Well, but then also, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just think in front of his friends that he brought to meet her, that's where, because that's the first thing he said. He said they looked at me crazy. He let his ego get in the way.
Yeah.
Friends though. And that's it.
Okay, hold on. We got to get ready to let Tay go, but I want to ask you one question before we leave. We talked about, I appreciate your candor with the rest of your cast. We can't wait to watch the reunion tomorrow. But Tay, what did you learn about yourself in this entire journey? Because we started with y'all early in the year. They took a break. It was whack. We didn't like the break. We was ready for y'all to come back. But it was a great season overall. And I'm wondering, what did you learn about yourself in all this time? How old are you?
36.
You're young, and you're in a good space. So what did you learn about yourself that you will take with you moving forward from this experience?
I could say before the show, like, I was having a hard time being transparent and being open again. Because I felt like before the show, I've got hurt in so many, I got hurt so many times. Like, and I was just like, I'm not trying to get hurt again. And it just made me realize that I just put myself back out there, just be myself, just be open, be honest, be transparent, and just be me. And just also learn to ask deep questions and be okay when someone asks me a deep question, and just, I don't know, just connect with the person. And also just like, what else did I learn? I learned what I want.
What did you want?
Learned someone that knows for sure what they want, who they are. And again, I guess like at the time, you know, would I say that finances is still a major thing? It is. But again, like, I feel like I don't mind doing 50-50. Yeah. And I can say, like, with Cisco, like, you know, he really showed me what it felt like to be wanted and loved again. And I can't ask for nothing better than that. Like, I really had a good experience. I met some great people. You know, Rose and Kira, my girls. And it was an experience. It was really an experience that I wouldn't take back, that I would do it again. Well, I would do it again.
Did you like seeing yourself on television, or was that a little nerve-wracking?
No, it was cringe. Like, seeing myself on television, like, I'm biting my nails, like, what did I say? How do I look? Like, you know, when I redo my edges, y'all, I tried to do them again for this live, but one episode, my edges was looking real crunchy, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even look good. One episode, my boob was hanging out. I was just like, what is going on with me? I had a couple of wardrobe malfunctions. I'm sorry, y'all. But like, I really did my best. You know, it's just hard because, like, you try to get comfortable in front of the camera. You try to be yourself, but then at the same time, you don't want to, like, look a mess, you know? Yeah. So it's kind of like, you got to just keep in mind a lot of things. So, but it was a really good experience. I met some great people. Yeah, I really did. And friendships that, you know, that I would have for a lifetime, that I was cherished for a lifetime. And just to say that I was able to do it, like, I'm so happy. And then also just to see how much love I got from everyone. Like, thank y'all for supporting me. Thank y'all for, like, you know, y'all advice, like the good, the bad, the ugly. I listen to y'all, like, and I'm just happy that y'all had my back. I'm happy, you know, like, I couldn't have done without y'all. Like, you know, and y'all didn't make me feel like that this was the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And that, you know, that I will be regretful later on. Like, so I love y'all. I love America. I love all my fans. I love everything. Like, I love y'all so much because, like, y'all really did, like, make this experience, like, worthwhile. Y'all really did.
Good for you.
Yeah, people loved you. People say great interview. She never looked a mess. You look good, girl. You look great. We just want to wish you much success. We wish you lots of success and lots of love and babies when you want them, a beautiful family. We wish all of that for you. We hope that you'll come back and talk to us, if there's some new developments later on. But we really appreciate you coming on and just putting yourself out there, because there are a lot of times we see shows where the people don't really put themselves out there. And as a viewer, you can't really, people that are watching are trying to learn. And I think a lot of people are learning from that. And lastly, I want to thank you for being a real woman that's saying, I don't mind going 50-50 if the man treats me like a princess and he treats me like a queen. Like, I just want a real partner. I think that's huge.
I do. I just want like genuine love. Like, I don't want all that. Like, I don't mind. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't know. I don't want to make it hard for my man either, because I can't say like, oh, I want you to pay this and do that, and I still want to go on dates, and I still want you to do that and do this and do that. And it's like, who is he, Superman? So it's kind of like I don't want to put that kind of pressure on my person. Like, I feel like I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Like, I want you to go to work knowing like, okay, like, we're not about to lose our house, or like, my woman's not going to, like, oh my gosh, she's going to be upset or have an attitude or this, that, and the third. Like, no, I'm not. Like, but I also want you to help contribute, cook and clean too. Because don't expect me to go out here, work all these hours, come back.
And I'm not Superwoman, and we got to look out for each other.
Yes, there you go.
We got to let you go. I know you got a heart out. My good friends over at OWN, thank you guys so much. You guys, please give Tay some love. Give him some X's and O's in the chat. And Tay will definitely be keeping up with you. And like I said, we wish you all the success in the world.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see. Hold on.
I don't know how to hang up.
There we go. All right. There we go. That was good.
It was. She loosened up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the rest is at the reunion. Yeah, she can only say so much, y'all.
Yeah. We couldn't ask. I was asking. First of all, I was not going to ask her about that man's private parts. That is what I was not going to ask.
Nasty.
I was not going to ask about anything in his pants. I was not going to. And then we couldn't ask her, were they still together? But what do you think? After listening to the interview, what do you think? What are you expecting to see tomorrow night on the reunion?
Oh, they're still friends. They're not together, but they're friends.
Yeah, I think.
But I could be wrong.
I hope, but I don't think. But I say, like, the more and then people was asking me to ask her, did she see his Rise commercial? I'm not asking that woman about that mushroom coffee commercial. I was not going to do it.
I have a subscription to that. Matter of fact, one's coming. But it is a good call.
I hope you don't take your shirt off when you're doing it. You're not serious about it, so I'm not even scared. I can sit here and just.
Hey, don't tell me.
Negro, please. But yes, you guys, tomorrow night. That was a good preempt for tomorrow night. We had an amazing group in here, almost 430 people in the chat. You guys make sure that you like this. I want to tell them who we have coming on next week, but I don't want to give it away. We'll tell you guys tomorrow night.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. We can't say it's a guy. It's a guy.
Yeah.
It's a guy. So we're going to get each side. But I definitely appreciate her being honest. And I told you she has Sahara's back. And Rose is back too. I love that. Sister girl power. Yes.
Philly is a real one. That's one thing you can't say.
Yep. All right. So you guys, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back in less than 24 hours right here. Well, actually 24 hours. Back here tomorrow night at 10 o'clock for the reunion. Shenanigans. We're gonna come with your wine. Come with your pajamas. Come ready to stay, because we're gonna be here a minute, because I got a sneaky suspicion this reunion is gonna give us all the things that we are needing. It's gonna give us all the things. But I think she answered everything that I wanted to know. What about you?
Yeah, no, likewise. She was very open. Like I said, she got comfortable. Yeah, man. I mean, she wasn't ducking nothing.
Yeah.
She wasn't around anything. So I appreciate that.
Nola said, why was Hussein okay with his friends asking Rose about sex? Any man interested in Rose and son would have inquired about the dad. He's been locked up too. We're going to get into all that tomorrow. I do feel like, from what she said, that was not a blood sister of Cisco's, which is what I had said. Yeah, remember that?
I think it's a half.
I think it's a person that you consider, like me and you. You know, like I'll be like, that's my brother, but they ain't really my brother. But that's my brother, but they ain't really my brother.
Possibly. He got to speak Spanish from somewhere.
Well, I think he's definitely Afro-Latino, but that don't mean that is his blood.
I think maybe they didn't grow up together. That's all. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it don't even really matter. It's not even that important. But yeah, it was a good. She was dope. I think this was a great way to go into tomorrow's live. We're gonna really just have a good time. So we encourage y'all to get your drinks. It will be tomorrow at 10, like always. 10 o'clock.
This will be a good one, y'all. Watch the show at 8.
You don't want to miss this. And then, like I said, and tomorrow night we will reveal who our guest is coming on from the show, the next guest. But trust me, it's gonna be one that you have a lot of questions for. So make sure you tune in. End this week strong. You got one more day of the work week. One more day of the work week. End it strong. End it tough. We love you guys for watching. Make sure you like this on the way out. Make sure you share this so other people can see. And we will see y'all tomorrow night.
Friday. Peace.